Hi, I'm Rilee, and last year I went on 19 trips and 37 flights using only a carry-on bag. This includes 2-week international trips, 10-day cruises throughout Europe, cold winter trips, packing lots of bulky sweaters, all without having to use larger than a carry-on suitcase. Honestly, I've been traveling carry-on only ever since the airline lost our luggage on our honeymoon, and we spent the first 3 days of one of the biggest trips of our life trying to track down our suitcases, replace all of our essentials, and try and relax without any of our belongings. And I vowed that that would be the last time I would check a suitcase if I could help it, and I've been traveling carry-on only ever since. And because this is my first video on my brand new YouTube channel, I thought it would be perfect to start out with why I travel carry-on only in the first place and talk about why I think it's such a game changer when it comes to travel. And it's not just for the fear that an airline might lose your luggage, although that is one of the biggest benefits, but let's talk about some of the others. So for me personally, one of the biggest benefits that come with not having to check a bag is all the time that you save when you're going through the airport. I am somebody who hates to wait in a line. The idea of waiting in a 40-minute long line to check in my bag, only to then wait in a line to go through security, only to get on the airplane, get to my destination, and then again have to wait for my bag to come out of baggage claim. I just want nothing to do with it, and bringing only a carry-on bag means I get to skip a lot of that waiting in line process. Not checking your bag at an airport can save you anywhere between 10 to 30 minutes on a given trip. Now that might not sound like a lot, but when you're taking 37 trips a year, that means saving anywhere between 6 hours and 18 hours per year not waiting in line at the airport. Another big perk of traveling carry-on only is just how much money you save in baggage fees by not having to check a bag. Last year, 5 of the 6 biggest US airlines upped their baggage fees, with some charging up to $45 per flight, and even more if you decide to check it at the airport. Which means that if you have a bad habit of overpacking, you could not only be facing an overweight bag fee at the airport, but you could also be getting charged more for your bag for not checking it in advance online. So by traveling carry-on only, not only are you avoiding the cost of checking a bag, since most US airlines don't charge for carry-on bags, but you're also completely avoiding that overweight baggage fee because most US airlines also don't have any kind of weight restrictions for carry-on or personal item bags. Now that might change if you're traveling internationally because some international airlines do have weight restrictions, but thankfully, like US airlines, most international airlines don't charge for a carry-on or personal item. Traveling with only a carry-on bag also means you're just generally traveling lighter because you don't have a big bulky carry-on bag that you're lugging across the cobblestones of Europe with you. Nothing is a bigger tell that you're a tourist in Europe than when you're lugging all of these big heavy bags through train stations and across the cobblestones and having to drag them up these big staircases that lead up to your hotel or Airbnb. You may even have a hard time finding a car that can fit all of your luggage because generally cars run a little bit smaller internationally. So in general, anytime you can pack light and pack small, it's just gonna make getting around so much easier. And finally, one of the biggest benefits and the thing that kicked off my whole carry-on only journey is that airlines can't lose your luggage if you always have it with you. Over 1 in 4 airline passengers have had their luggage lost before, and your odds are 8 times higher of having your baggage lost if you're traveling internationally. Even if you're lucky to get your luggage back, the average wait time for lost luggage is 7 days, which for a lot of people is the entire length of their vacation. And given all of the investment that goes into an international trip, not just the cost of it, but the time spent planning, for so many people, an international trip is a once-in-a-lifetime luxury. To then have to worry about your luggage being lost, since it's 8 times more likely to happen if you're traveling internationally, for me, it's just not a risk that's worth taking, and it's why I travel carry-on only from here on out. Now, I fully understand that traveling with only a carry-on and personal items sounds great, but it's easier said than done. It took me a lot of years of practice, of finding the best tips, of honing my packing cube skills to finally get down to only a carry-on bag for some of those longer international trips. But over the years, I've also found so many tips and tricks that have made it so much easier, like packing with the capsule wardrobe method in mind, using compression packing cubes, which are my all-time favorite luggage accessory. You will never see me do a pack without them, and creating packing lists ahead of time so you're being so smart and intentional about every item you're packing in your suitcase. I totally understand the urge to overpack. It's like a comfort blanket. You want to make sure that you have everything you could ever possibly need. You want to have outfit options on your trip. You want to bring a lot of toiletries that won't all fit in a carry-on bag. I've been there. I've overpacked my suitcase. I've had all of those same thoughts, but I've still found ways to have all of those things, still have outfit options, still have my comfort items, and still be able to pack in only a carry-on bag, and I promise you can do it too. So if you are sick of overpacking, if you're sick of paying those exorbitant airline baggage fees, if you're terrified of losing your luggage, whatever the reason is, if you're looking to pack smarter, not larger in 2025, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I promise there are lots of fun videos to come, lots of packing tutorials, luggage reviews, bag reviews, you name it. If you follow my content on Instagram or TikTok, then you know that my goal is to just make the planning and packing process of travel so much easier for you guys. I don't want you to be confused by all the airport or airline policies out there. I want you to be confident in the bags that you're buying, and I want to help you pack smarter and smaller so you can actually enjoy the lead up to your vacation and not overstress and overpack. So if you're interested in learning all of those things, I would really love if you could subscribe and like this video while you're at it. Do all of the YouTube things. I'm so excited to have this channel now and share more long form tutorials and tips and content, so stay tuned. Lots of fun stuff is to come, and I'll see you guys back on this channel very soon.